All right. So suppose you are a student and you're on a very tight budget, right? And classes are just about to begin, and you need something to take notes on, right? You don't want to be the only one having a paper out, old style with a pen. You want a computer, a tablet, so you can take your notes and access them fast whenever, wherever. But once again, you don't have too much money. You're on a really tight budget, so you find yourself on a second-hand market. You're on marketplace. You're scrolling, and you come across this Surface Go. So this tablet over here seems like the perfect option, right? It can detach, right? It can detach, become a tablet, right? You got the keyboard and trackpad over here, and it's small, it's compact, it has nice build quality, and initially you would believe that it has a nice battery, and it seems like the perfect little device. So I'm going to talk about, is this device really worth your money in the year 2024? Should you buy this, or should you save up and buy something else? Well, to kick things off, we can first look at the design, right? So we have a magnesium body over here. Beautiful, nice design. Beautiful, sturdy build quality. We have the Surface logo in with glass over here. Then we have one webcam right over here. Really nice HD webcam. And then we open it up, and then we can take it apart. And we have a keyboard over here. So this is made of a soft fabric. And then this is the keyboard itself, which is actually a really nice typing experience. And then over here we have a glass trackpad, so it's a really nice trackpad. Your fingers are gonna glide across it easily, not a problem, anything like that. And then we have the pins over here that just connect, tells us the keyboard's connected, and then you would have a functioning laptop. And the best part about it is that this actually runs on Windows 10. So over here I actually have Windows 11 running, but natively this does not support Windows 11. Microsoft does not support this device. So what I've done is I've done it with a third-party way. I've done it with a roundabout way that removes the requirement. But I wouldn't recommend that if you're gonna get this, because once again, if you get something that's not, from Microsoft itself, it's not gonna be as stable, right? It's gonna be a bit more buggy. It's not gonna be the best experience. So what I would recommend is, if you want, you should stay with Windows 10, because Microsoft doesn't want you to upgrade. It won't let you upgrade. But again, if you're interested, if you want to upgrade, I do have a separate video on how to get Windows 11 on any non-supported device, and I will have that video done. I'm going to be recording it. I'll be making that video soon. Sorry, I don't have video yet. I will be recording it soon. So now moving on, the specs, right? The specs for this machine: Intel Pentium 4415Y. So that's extremely mediocre, really baseline processor. And even when this device came out, that processor wasn't considered good by any means. It was considered very mediocre, right? So you're not gonna get the best performance out of this by any means, especially now that it's 2024 and there's so much more, way faster processors. This is like outclassed. This is very ancient technology, you could say. And then on top of that, you have either 4 gigabytes of RAM or 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's how it comes configured. So mine over here has 8 gigabytes of RAM, but most likely you will come across the 4 gigabytes model RAM model. All right. And moving on from that, we have 128 gigabytes of storage, right? That's non-upgradable, but you could buy a higher one if you were lucky. You could find one with higher storage, but this is 128 gigabyte storage with 8 gigabytes of RAM and the Intel Pentium 4415Y. So across the board, not the greatest specs, definitely not the worst. I've seen worse. So this laptop really would be just fine for note taking, watching YouTube, browsing the web. But anything more than that, and you're demanding a bit too much. It's like a really, really low watt chip, really low end chip, right? It doesn't use much energy. So actually, now that we're on to the energy, how's the battery, right? Everyone wants to know that. You want to take it for school, you want to have good battery, right? So battery is very, very mediocre, right? It's not bad by any means, not at all. I've seen laptops that only last like a few hours. This will last you like 7, 5, 6, 7 hours, right? And that's like if you're using it very lightly, very light use, browsing the web, watching some YouTube video, anything like that. No taking. Other than that, don't ask this thing for more. It's yeah, unfortunately, the battery is not there, so you don't want to ask too much battery, right? So aside from that, the screen is very beautiful on this. Very beautiful screen. The resolution is pretty good. It's pretty up there, and the screen itself, I'm gonna be completely honest with Surface. They always get the screen right. Like it's hard to find a Surface with a bad screen, especially like build quality and screen. They excel. Like see over here, this one is 1800 by 1200. That's very high quality for the size it is. Okay. Nice vibrant colors. All that. Then we got two speakers here, one over here, one over here. We got right and left. We got a stereo channel. So sound quality, again, not the best sound quality, but it's mediocre. It'll get there. It'll be fine. Normal use. We got one webcam here, which is pretty actually high quality. I'm a bit surprised. It's a very high quality camera. Same with this back webcam over here. This one and this one, very high quality. And then over here you got the power button and the volume up and volume down rocker, and you have all that. So would I recommend this laptop personally? So if you're scrolling to marketplace, right, and you see this, personally I would say save up a bit more and buy a newer device. And the reason I say this is because it has very mediocre specs. So if you need it for literally anything else, any other reason, it's not gonna cut it. Like the processor, it's just not there. It doesn't have enough power. 4 GB of RAM, especially if you get that model, you are killing it. Like you are not gonna be running Windows. Like Windows itself takes almost 4 GB of RAM, right? So you need all the RAM you can have. So if you have the 8 GB model, sure, it'll last maybe a year or two, right? Because nowadays applications are getting heavy. They take a lot more RAM. And unfortunately, 8 GB does not cut it anymore. So even if you buy a new laptop now, most of them will come with 16 GB storage. Way too little storage. Sure, for school, for a few documents, it's fine. Anything other than that, you want to download anything, not it. Nothing. Games, well, unfortunately, sorry to say this, but don't even think about games. This is not running any games. Like you might have noticed I have the Minecraft launcher there, but trust me, it does not run. Like you don't want to play. Alright, I've tested it. It is not good for games at all. One thing this is fine at, browsing the web, taking notes. That's really it. Other than that, I would not recommend this. So if you're really on a really tight budget and this is like the one thing you find and you really like it, go for it. No one's stopping you, right? It's like at the end of the day, it's up to you. But personally, I just wouldn't recommend it. What I would say is save a few more dollars and buy a laptop. Just buy a normal laptop with touchscreen. You can get way better specs. You might even get Windows 11, right? If you have it in your machine. That's the one more point. Like you're not gonna get Windows 11 on this, right? The only reason I have Windows 11 on this is because of third-party thing. It doesn't come with the laptop itself. So, final verdict: don't get it. Just save a few dollars and get something else.